mic. What an idiot I am. Jasons. That's what it like to be deaf. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a little bit of coffee with Lefty. I was thinking about doing this. I thought about this last night. And I said, I haven't done a live. And I said I was going to do some more. So I thought I would do one today. I've been up early watching the Euros. Nice track. Nice track. I'll put a video up of it earlier. It's practice. Sorry, I put a video up here later. But we need you guys to share this out. We only got 15 people in here. So share it out before we get started. This show is brought to you by Get Shit Done Coffee. So I'm having some of that right now. Appropriate Coffee and Lefty show. So there's a link in the written description of this podcast. And if you go over there and buy some from Frank Sell, who's an avid RC racer and has a track himself, we got a little slice of that, and that helps us out. And he said, and this is some good coffee. So Coffee of Lefty, brought to you by Get Shit Done Coffee. Of course, we have links for all the other companies in the written description of this podcast. We have a new sponsor coming on too, but that will be released next week. We have some coupon codes, some affiliate links, and all that good stuff where you guys can save some money. We can make a little bit off it too. Remember, showing those companies some love shows us some love. We desperately would like you guys to go show them some love. We have links for them in the written description of the YouTube channel. What's up, Jose Zayas? You know what? Que pasa, he says. I was watching the other day, I think it was the vintage video that J Concept's done and the Brian Dunbar tribute. Man, really good videos. And I saw that you was in there. I didn't realize you told me you'd been racing for that long, but I didn't realize you had you're old school. Well done. Nice to meet you. Who we got in here? We got Derek V. We got the basement, Eric Q, Eric RC, XTX, Rory Holler. Come on, guys, share this out. I know it's early. A lot of people are probably at work, but it's Friday and it's almost the weekend, right? And so I know most of you are going to do some RC related shit this weekend. So I hope you guys enjoy yourself. I'm going to do some RC related shit this weekend too. I think I'm going to, hey, good morning, Gas Boater. Good morning, Atkins Diet. Good morning, Rami Batale, Chris Yancey, Matt Remy at RC1. What's up, Mike Lopes? Thank you for the goodies. Will Ivy, what's up, man? How you doing? Dennis Brew, you guys were at RC Pro-Am this past weekend. How did the track go this weekend? I didn't watch a lot of it, but that track has changed every time we've been there. It's unfortunate. That's a great concept, the RC Pro-Am. It's just changed date 3 times. It needs to get on a date, stay on a date, and then it can be good. It's a great concept. I love it. Derek says, the weather's supposed to be shit here this weekend. We got 6 inches of rain, 2 hours yesterday. It's wild. Ooh, unfortunate. Ashton Webb, what's up? Dennis Rue says it was challenging. Bauman, let's stir the shit. Is the Schumacher E-Buggy prototype on yours, or is it just a mutant copy? You know, that was one of my topics. Pecco's there, so we'll ask Pecco, and Will Venables is there, so it should be a good Euros recap next week. So we're looking forward to that. And I told Max I wanted to bring all the Euro energy. Yeah, Will Ivy says the typical conditions, I would say, not as bad being enters with on. Yeah, unfortunate, but great race. Jake Steichlevel wins the pro class again, and the money. Awesome. Rami Batala says, check out the Limitless RC page. First race is tonight. Place looks awesome. Sweet. I will check it out. You know what? I forgot to tell you guys. I got to play it, but there's actually a guy wrote a short Nitro is the Glory poem. Yeah. And then I heard a Nitro is the Glory rock song last night. Pretty cool. I got to play those. So the Schumacher 8-scale buggy. I guess if we get 50 people in here, we'll start talking about that stuff. I'm going to do what JQ does. We have to get at least 50 people. So share this out. I know it's early for some people. And it's time for some coffee and RC. You know what? Let's bring up the Efra Euros track. And we have the INS going on as well. On the volume. We have the INS race going on as well this weekend at Carpet, which is more or less like, we got Ongaro and Nick Damon. They're interviewing right now. So they ain't really showing the track. So I'll come back to that in a bit. But there is reports of a Schumacher prototype 8-scale buggy at the Euros. But we've heard this before, and it's been a car with some Schumacher bits. And I think that's more or less what it is. What was more interesting to me, sorry about that. What was more interesting to me is that I heard Matt from RC Racing TV said there's a Traxxas car there, and that it's like from Traxxas apparently, or something to do with Traxxas. He said he'll have more information on it. We'll see. 4R Racing having coffee as well. Cheers, Lefty. Yeah, I love my coffee with a little bit of milk, but I'm an asthmatic and it makes me mucusy, but I love it. But get shit done coffee. Frank Sell, RC Racer. Good stuff. I need to get some more too. Texas. Okay, that should have made sense. You coming to Texas for anything soon? You know, I was really probably planning. I wanted to come to the Nationals this year. But to be fair, I needed to take some time off. I probably could have been at the INS this weekend. But it's just some time off. I had to catch up on a lot of things. So no Nationals, no Texas this year, as I know of. Things can change. You know, my schedule is very fluid, but the goal is to come for the Worlds next year. Most definitely, I will be at the Worlds for sure. The Nationals are going to be good. There's actually one of my topics I want to talk about. So, good morning, DJ. How you doing? Excuse me. But yeah, staying home for a little while. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been kind of busy. I swear, for the last 2 weeks, I've just been in front of this monitor. So it's been, last week was a lot of recording, and this week, a lot of recording and editing, and this week is a lot of editing as well. I hope you guys like it. We're trying something new. We have all this content, right? I thought about it. People have been telling me this for years, and a lot of other podcasts do this as well. Joe Rogan's podcast does it. But, you know, we record long podcasts, and some people don't want to go through all that. So I was like, you know, I got this. It was a really good chat with JQ. It was a almost 3-hour podcast. And I said, you know what? I'm going to break it up. And I did, and I liked it. And I think the results are good, and I think people like it. If you're a patron or a YouTube member, you get the full podcast right away. And if you are not, you get those little tidbits. So you get a clip, and it's producing some content every day or every couple of days, dropping something. And that little grabs attention. And then that comes with the clips and all that type of stuff. So I'm kind of fine tuning a lot of that stuff. I use a lot of AI stuff to help me out with my descriptions and breaking up all that stuff. But I go in and fine tune and edit those reels. So I hope you guys are liking it. And it's going to continue because I think it's really good. Even next week's podcast, which is actually really good. I actually recorded next week's podcast last year, and it's actually a chat with Moritz Lautenbach, who is the son of Jürgen Lautenbach, who's the owner of LRP. This dude's uber smart, and he's studying quantum physics, but he also wants to be in charge of LRP. So we had a good chat. It took me a year it's taken me all this time to get it up and going, because I kind of just had it and I just kept getting busy and busy and busy. But I sat down, I edited it up yesterday. I edited it up, and I'm breaking it up into clips now. So it should be good. He's a smart dude. If you just want a good interview with a young guy that's uber smart, it's a good chat. Very, very good chat. Very good chat. It'll be coming out next week. So Eric Q says, I listen to audio at work. So the audio numbers are definitely dropping as I'm more focused on YouTube. Seeing clips on YouTube is such a teaser while I'm waiting for the full show. Absolutely. Maybe, you know what I can do? I can probably upload, if you're a patron or if you are a YouTube member, I can upload the audio only there. If that is something that you think would be useful, I can do that. That's not a problem. So I have been taking a lot of advice from people, even their criticisms lately, and trying to if your criticism is valid and there's something in there that I can use to better myself or better the podcast or better whatever I'm doing, I'm going to use it. But if you're just criticizing to be criticizing, then I don't really pay attention to it. So what's up? You know what? Happy birthday to this guy, Mr. Lance McDonald. He's 3 years older than me right now, just until the end of July. Happy birthday, Lance. Have fun up there at INS. We're going to bring that up and talk about that here shortly as well. Hopefully you guys I think you guys have moving cameras for Q1. Should be hot. You guys have noticed I've been geeking out on 10 scale a lot. I think also you should check out, I dropped 2 podcasts this week, so you should check out the INS mid-season recap with Jason Wren. It's a great chat about 10 scale. Has some good insights in that. Check it out. It's a good podcast. There's a bunch of clips. It's gonna be like 2 more coming out here shortly. Also, Wally, I had a good sit down and chat with Wally. You guys can find out why Wally and I never had Wally back on the podcast after he left Mayako. Wasn't my decision, but you can find out about that as well. And I know what you think about 10 scale, Derek, but I'm loving it right now. I'm enjoying it. And I wish I was at INS. So that was a good chat. And then it was a good chat with Wally. I did piss off Californians. I'm sorry. But if you guys actually listen to the video, you'll understand my point. But they just listened to the reel and saw the title and they got mad. It was like, is California still the Mecca of RC? And what I mean by Mecca of RC, not in tracks. It still has lots of tracks in a very close very good tracks in a very close area, SoCal, and has a great race scene. But before, it used to be you had to go to California to go practice, go out there and live for 6 months to a year to get better, because that's where all the good guys were. Well, you don't have to do that no more. And I challenged the Californians who were commenting, show me a 1/8 scale racer, and you guys can comment in the comments. Show me a 1/8 scale racer right now who's doing the pro, besides Adam Drake, who's doing the pro circuit of RC. And what I mean by that is going to all these big races and is placing in the top 10. It's not happening right now because they have some potentials. FCJ, that kid, Fishback, and then there's another guy. And of course, on the 10 scale side, they have the Raymond brothers who are very fast. But it's true. I think it's very true. But they got upset, but they should listen to the actual clip instead of just getting upset at the actual reel. But that's what the reels are meant to do. Like, they're meant to engage you and bring you to the podcast. We're almost at 7,000 subs. So we're like 50 away. I would love to get to 10,000 subs. I have realized that the No Name RC podcast is not, I don't think, unless I start doing a whole bunch of bashing stuff and things like that, I don't think or really cool videos like Ryan Stiles Harris, which I watched. He had a really good video yesterday on strategy. Check that out. I watched that yesterday. I've been consuming a lot of RC content lately too. I think this channel, 10,000, maybe 15,000, maybe 20,000 by it's all said and done is probably the goal. I realize that this channel is probably never going to be 100,000 sub channel because it's a niche of a niche, and we're even niche of a niche because we mostly focus on 1/8 scale. We do dabble in 10 scale. We do dabble in 10 on-road a little bit. I did watch ETS last weekend, by the way, a bit of it. But I would love to get to 10,000 subs and better. There's, you know what, Charlie Mack did not the original Truggener. Cali is RC Mecca. You can't move Mecca. You mean Cali is no longer the RC breeding ground? Probably a better way to put it. Still, my point remains the same. Michael Malone, I'm thinking the Northeast is probably best. You got to look at who's producing fast guys. Look at who's producing top pros, top intermediate drivers right now in 8 scale and that are hitting the circuit. They come from all around, to be honest. So, but I got off track. So yeah, I'm really focused on that. I'm actually planning a video. So we can say we got 36 people. We ain't got 50. I like to get 50. I'm upset. We ain't got 50 people there. Also, don't forget, if you like what we're doing, hit that sub like notification button. And we're also taking some super chats and tips. If you have a question, which I'll definitely answer that if you super chat it, and everything helps out as well. I am partial to Southeast because I've been going there a lot. Southeast is very good racing. I don't think it's a top talent in America though. The top talent of RC. It's close. It's top 3. Juan Jose Serna just got here. What are your picks for the European Electric Podium? Okay, we'll get this out of the way. I think Canas is going to win. Canas, Ronafalk, Ongaro. It's just practice right now. But Canas, very interesting track. Maybe they've gone back to racing. Okay, so let's bring it up. Great segue. Let's segue into the Euros right now to a lot of my Americans out there. I know you guys don't watch a lot of this stuff, but this is actually on a track you would like because it's very American-esque track. They're actually even watering it. So that's even quite impressive. So let's bring that up. And here we are. We will go to full screen. So here's the track. It is called ATV. Hold on. Because I just liked it and became a part of it the other day. Give me a second, everybody. I am looking for where this actually is. It's in Spain. It's a triangle-shaped track, which is different. It's I wouldn't say it's high bite. It's got a little bit of polish on it. It's got some dust on it. They are watering it, the outside, watering the track, which is something you do not see in something you don't see in Europe much, is them actually watering tracks. So very American style track. I think it was built by Miguelo. Thank you, Basement. Thank you, Basement. Let's read his comment. He says, stay in your lane. Don't go for brainless clicks. You have better content than brainless basher content or sponsored slaps. I wasn't going to do that. I do like bashing. I'm not talking about that. If I might make a whole nother channel just for that type of stuff. But I do have a video I'm going to tell you about. So this is live from Valladolid, Spain. It's called the ATV something track. So here you go. Somebody said this is a cookie cutter track. No. It's a very nice track. It's actually triangle shape, which is odd. I think if there were some Nitro cars running on it, it would be a lot more grooved up. And I think it's an all right track. It's built by Miguelo. It looks like they have some Traxxas. Ooh, so there is some Traxxas stuff going on there. So maybe somebody from the track is running a Traxxas. I can't wait to see what the what's going on. Get back to real rut racing. You have real rut racing. You have the dirt. You have Silver State that gets rough. You have lots of tracks that get rough. Not all tracks have to be like that. There's room for everything. As you can see, they heavily watered the track. It looks nice. I like it. ATV Racing Valladolid. So this is live on RC Racing TV. This is the Euros. This is all the top talent in the European Championships racing. They only race E-Buggy. And coming up in July, and I'm supposed to come. I'm supposed to go, but I don't know what's going to happen. Ooh, I like this. They have little mini flags right here. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. They have little mini flags. That's awesome. Do you see that? That is details right there. That's details. Thank you, Basement, for the €5 sub. Super chat. So pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting. Hard not to pick Canas. Ronald Fox looking pretty fast. all the usual suspects, but I think there'll be some young Spanish guys that come up and do well. David Todd, Giuseppe Sanchez, the Parente brothers. We'll see. We shall see. RC Racing TV, if you haven't gone over and clicked their channel and given them a like yet, please do that. They're trying to get to 100,000 subs. They've been doing this for a long time. They got about 15, 16 years of this going on. You know, I'm going to have to share this out some more because nobody's sharing this. I don't know if have they gone live for INS yet? Let's bring that up. I'm going to take this off. Well, let's watch a couple of laps of this, and then we shall go on to our next topic, which is going to be Don. You have a good day as well, my friend. Well, I'm going to be here for about an hour or so. Atkins, it's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. Griffin MPC. I ran Nitro for the first time in months last weekend and absolutely stunk it up. I wish our local track would run more frequently. Where do you run? You have a good day. All the usual suspects will be fast at this race, I'm sure. Also, if you guys haven't gone over and hit sub on my Power Wheels podcast, please do that. Please do that. Help it. It got to 100 subs. So Delta, my buddy was Griffin. My buddy Axel was at Delta last week racing. So all right. Enough of this E-Buggy stuff. Let's get me back on her. Stop screen. I'll put that down. I want to bring up my next discussion. Where's my notes? Hold on. I was just sharing this out, trying to get some more people in here. Yeah, I really did enjoy the chat with Rona. He has a very good insight on RC from a business point, from a racer's point, and from a team point. Like I really, you know, he thinks about his things before he says it, and I like it, and I enjoy having him on, giving his opinions on stuff like that. And I really liked, you know, the INS is looking pretty good. We're having fun. I'm really ill that I'm not at INS this weekend for that race because I am upset that Tater didn't go. You know, Tater and Horn. What up, Clay Cleats? How you doing? What up, Jeff Werner? How you doing, sir? Real quick, reference says, not to derail, but how's the house did you end up moving post-flooding? Yes, I moved to an apartment. So I have a 2-bedroom apartment now that I live in. So I'm quite comfortable. I'm still putting up all my action figures and stuff now. Still kind of, I have my little RC spot, stuff like that. So lots been going on in my life outside of RC. So, but all good. I'm good. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying my time home. I do miss going to the track, but you know, after a very long 2024 hitting hard and then hitting hard early this year, have to take a slow down, catch up. I'm been having fun recording podcasts. I haven't recorded anything this week. We'll be back recording next week. Have some good recordings going on, I think. Actually. So yeah. And I'm also repurposing a lot of content. So here's the challenge for you guys out there. I know this sounds crazy, but I cannot find the JQ interview. Like the interview I did with JQ. I don't know what number it is. I don't know what it's called. I thought it was called JQ the interview. I cannot find it. So if you can remember, if you can find that interview, please give it to me. Because I was trying to give it to somebody the other day and I could not find it. So I don't know. I know. Well, I got 319. I just released 318. I got 319 in the books coming out next week. I forget. I'm sorry. But it should be a good interview. So I'm repurposing a lot of that stuff because a lot of people haven't heard it. You know who I really want to get on the podcast again, who I haven't had in a long time? Greg Degani. So what up, Jason Lean? How you doing, my friend? What year was it? It had to be 2023, maybe 2023. I think it was that we did that podcast. Somebody in here will know. What's up? Do it to that is a very hard and dutiful crib. Dutiful crib. Everyone needs a reset from time to time. Hope all is well with the family. And yes, it's my son's birthday this weekend. He goes 13 on Sunday. So yeah, you know, that's another thing. Like my kids are kind of the kids are kind of, they know what's going on, but you miss them. You know, that last 5-week tour, I would catch myself seeing kids at the track and just being like, wow, I wish my kids were here. And you get a little bit sad, but that's just part of the sacrifice, right? And much more that people don't realize when you travel like that for work. But yeah, the schedule this year wasn't to go to a lot of places. And I know a lot of, we will touch on that topic too, because about what JQ said about stay in my lane and all that stuff, because it was funny. I read some of the comments. I read most of the comments about what people were saying, and it was funny because they got a lot of things wrong about that. So INS is going. You can check that out on Elite RC Productions. We'll talk about that. Let's talk about the other big thing that happened, I would say last weekend, which was at the Kyosho Masters, which is a very, that's what I'm going to have JQ on hopefully next week, and we can talk about it a little bit because he was there at the Kyosho Masters. Now, you guys know my feelings when it comes to Kyosho. I grew up calling it Kyosho. I know a lot of people who say Kyosho, so you might hear me say Kyosho, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The Japanese car that's won 8 world championships. So they have their this was their 25th iteration of the Kyosho Masters. It's held in France. It's a very European style track. Actually, you know what? We'll bring up some pictures and have a look at them. I'm on Kyosho Europe now. Let's do that. So show 254 says Jason Lean. Thank you. I'll check it out. And Ballman says, I just listened to the audio podcast of the South America tour on JQ Racing Time. Still one of my favorites. Yes, it's a lot of good podcasts there. Lots of content to people haven't heard. Or some people don't even know who JQ is. They were like, who's that guy who was talking to you like that? But let's bring up the pictures from okay, that doesn't look bad. Let's see if I can make it bigger on my Facebook. And I can. So this race happens every year, 25 years. It's a very Euro style track. It's Astro. It probably doesn't change. It's got bricks. It's got let's get some more pictures. It's got wooden sections, all this type of stuff. It's a very unique track. It's very European. When I think European tracks, this is what I think of, is this track in Europe. I don't know where it is in France, but I've always wanted to go to this race. And you know my feelings on Kyosho. I am not their biggest fan. Long time history. I was always a Mugen guy. But I am actually going to make a video about this. I'm not going to release too much details. I'm actually just gathering up some more information about Kyosho. I'm actually planning on making a video about this. So anyway, and very soon, like next week, it'll be dropping. So Kyosho reveals their MP11. Now, I have to give this a lot of style. They reveal it at the 25th anniversary race. They have it all wrapped up. I think it's very good. And the Kyosho acolytes went wild. Also, I wanted to add that we had Fee Long Win and Ryan Lutz both attending this race. There's John, Fee Long's dad. There's the car. When I saw this picture, I swear on, I was going to see this on E-Buggy. There's something really rude written about it. Because I was like, look at the Kyosho Knights were excited about this. And they have reason to be excited, to be honest. Because from what I've been told, let's see if we can bring up some pictures of it. I was watching the Euros, Magnus, but it's practice. So let's remove that. Let's get me up here. There is a lot of changes for this car. It doesn't look like it, but there is. Now, we'll go into all those changes with Max. My video isn't going to go into that. My video is going to go into, actually, it's going to be called the Kyosho, the Resurgence. But I wanted you guys to notice something. This was brought to my attention by a listener, but then I started looking and really investigating this. There was no Yuichi Kanai at this race, and I think he's been to every one of them. The 25th race, the 25th Kyosho Masters revelation of the new platform, Kyosho MP11, the 11th iteration. Okay, there's been way more iterations, but the 11th number, he was not there. And from what I can tell from my investigation, I did some investigative reporting because, you know, I got accused of not being independent media the other day and being corporate and all that type of stuff. But I did some investigating. And from what I can tell, JQ was there. So I'm going to find out some more information from JQ about it. But the information I'm getting didn't come from JQ. I went out and investigated this stuff. There was no Kanai there. And apparently, so a lot of people, I have to break this down in the video, but Kanai does not work for Kyosho. The company that he works for, Automan, designs and promotes the Kyosho. So he works for them. But apparently there was a new design team. Kanai had some influence in this, but very limited. Apparently this was the new design team of Automan who did it in conjunction with a European team and a USA-based team. Obviously, USA being Ryan Lutz, and I believe it was Renault Savoia, who's been testing out the most. That's what I can gather. Now, I don't know all the details. I could be wrong on some of that stuff, but I do know that Kanai was not very much involved in this project. So to me, this shows Kyosho has kind of rebuilt themselves. And I'm going to go more into this in my video, my Lefty Simple Thoughts of what I think about this, but just think about that. There's no Kanai. And as much as I hate to say it, there is a Kyosho resurgence, and they are not just relying on legacy like they did for many, many years. It's boots to ground. Lutz is at team. Like when I'm going to races, I'm seeing Kyosho cars at races. In some areas, it never died, like France. But kudos to Kyosho and their new. Donnie's dad says, I drank all my coffee already before you were live. Maybe I can keep up. I'm running low here, my last sip. So I'm just getting a little bit more information sorted, and I'm going to come up with a 15-20 minute Lefty Simple Thoughts on all of this. But man, I thought Kyosho was going to go the way of the dodo, and they have done the complete opposite. And I think that's very impressive in a time like now when the 8-scale market is absolutely flooded with chassis choices out there. So well done to kudos to Kyosho. Man, we're going on. So I guess everybody's watching the Euros, which they should be. Next topic is real quick. This might be a short one today. You would think I'd have all this stuff organized. Of course not. It's only a few topics. INS. So INS is going on at the moment at Island Speedway. It's the third round of the J Concepts race. It's only got static cam right now. So they're going to have moving cameras when they start doing some qualifying and stuff like that later on. Because it's another limited team. You have Lance, Daniel, and Patrick actually will be on the mic today. So Lance was geeking out. Island actually is probably the place of my dreams. They have toys, comic books, and RC there. So I'm really, really, really really upset that I missed this round because I was really looking forward to going to Island. I love carpet racing. It's a small track. They're going to be going fast. It's stacked. Let's go have a look at who's there. I know like because this is we talk about this on the INS midseason report, but this is this is a Nats warm-up race as well, kind of. So it's stacked. Like all the fast carpet guys are there. Even the twins are there. The Dominic's there, I think. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at who's there. Dun, 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 dun. Let's have a look. Well, let's look at some practice run rankings. Aaron Mitchell, that's his home track. I picked him to win. All righty. 2 drive butterfly. We have Rinderneck, Fenn, Chamberlain, Bada. Don't know who Jamie Thompson is. Maybe I'll go. Brandon Foote, very fast. Ryder Hamonic making his way from RC1. Chase Lemieux, Danny Chavez, must be doing double duty. Aiden Horn, Doug Leverrier, Thelke, Isaac Lee. Sorry, I don't know him. Alex Thuriot, Casey Belkey, Rivkin, Schimmel, Gonzalez Racing. Oh, Alex Vanderbeek, Juan Lopez, Patinot. There's some fast guys here. Missing from this is Tater Suntag. And let's see who Stock has. Stock has some fast guys. Let's see. 17.5. We have Aaron Mitchell, McCoy Martin, Jovi Levin, Chase Lee Raymond, Dustin Fox, Talon Henley, Levi Raymond, Nate Sutherland, Kyle Holmberg, Ryder Jimenez there. Who else do we have? Lots of fast guys. You know who isn't her? Dominic Passioni. Okay, so no Dominic her. Interesting. Or did I miss him? All right. Well, it looks like it's going to be a good weekend of carpet racing there at Island. I'll be following that as well as the Euros. Good thing they're spaced apart. I will be taking a break. I'm going to be doing some RC stuff this weekend. Maybe go around, fix my jet boat. I'm going to take that out and my crawlers. I got to finish a video for that. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Plus, it's my son's birthday Sunday, so we might go do something.